Brought to you by...
Ambition has a way of revealing the best and worst in people, transforming ordinary spaces into arenas of tension, rivalry, and unexpected chaos. When competition takes center stage, even seemingly trivial contests can become high-stakes battles, where the desire to win eclipses reason and civility. Within these moments, the line between earnest effort and sheer absurdity often blurs, exposing the contradictions in human behavior, the lengths we will go to achieve recognition, the irrationality of obsession, and the humor that can arise from situations spiraling out of control. This intersection of ambition and absurdity offers a fascinating lens through which to explore how individuals navigate rivalry, consequences, and the particular logic of high-pressure environments. Hello friends, and welcome back to ETF. When I first came across President's Day, I wasn't expecting much. A low-budget horror comedy about a killer dressed as Abraham Lincoln targeting high school students during a student council election sounded kind of absurd, and of course it is. Yet the absurdity is precisely what makes the film unforgettable. Watching it felt like stepping into a chaotic, self-aware slasher world, where creativity and enthusiasm outweigh polish and budget.
President's Day. Hail to the chief, or he'll hack you to pieces.
From the opening scene, I was immediately drawn into the film's unusual premise. Students are being murdered one by one at Lincoln High. A little on the nose, I know. And the killer is none other than a maniacal Abe Lincoln impersonator. On paper, this is fucking ridiculous. And on screen, it's gleefully so. But beneath the campy surface, there's a sly, satirical edge. The film exaggerates the cutthroat nature of politics, using a high school election as a microcosm for ambition, rivalry, and the lengths people will go in order to win. Watching these exaggerated characters navigate petty competition while dodging a homicidal president, of course, made me laugh. And it also made me start to think about how seriously we take trivial power struggles in everyday life. What struck me most was how President's Day plays with the conventions of the slasher genre. It hits all the expected beats. A masked killer, a growing body count, and a final confrontation between the protagonist and the murderer. Yet it does so with a wink. The characters' over-the-top personalities, the absurdly creative kills, and the comic timing made me feel like the film was aware of how ridiculous it was being, and inviting me to enjoy the ride. It reminded me of classic parody slashers, while still maintaining its own strange identity. I also have to acknowledge the charm of its low-budget aesthetic. Shot on what I assume was a shoestring budget, the practical gore effects, simple sets, and sometimes even performances all contribute to a nostalgic, grindhouse-style vibe. At first, I was jarred by the roughness, but soon I realized that it was part of the fun. There's a sense of pure enthusiasm behind every shot, as if the filmmakers were saying, "We may not have money, but we've got ideas, and we're gonna run with them." In that way, the film feels more alive than many polished, formulaic horror films that I've seen. As for the characters, I found them hilariously archetypal. Barry, the bumbling yet likable protagonist, served as my anchor amid the chaos, while Joanna's grounded presence added a surprising layer of warmth. The other candidates, from the oblivious jock to the scheming popular girl, were exaggerated to the point of parody, and I couldn't help but appreciate the way the film leaned into these stereotypes for comic effect. It's a reminder that sometimes characters don't need depth, they just need some personality and energy, and this film has it in spades. I can't pretend that President's Day is for everyone. I can't even pretend that it's particularly good. Its pacing falters, the acting can be uneven, and some jokes land very awkwardly. But for someone like me who enjoys low-budget ingenuity and campy horror, the flaws become part of the charm. The film thrives not despite its limitations, but because of them. It's a celebration of what happens when filmmakers embrace absurdity and passion over polish. Ultimately, President's Day only added to my appreciation for independent horror of this nature. It's chaotic, funny, and sometimes grotesque, but it's also inventively playful. Watching it reminded me that horror doesn't always have to be serious to be effective. Sometimes it's at its best when it's completely ridiculous, unrestrained, and full of heart. For anyone willing to embrace the absurd, this film offers a uniquely entertaining experience. A reminder that even a homicidal Abe Lincoln can teach us something about ambition, competition, and the joy of creative filmmaking. Well, friends, that's going to be all for now. If you're interested in this film, I urge you to check it out for yourself and formulate your own thoughts and opinions about it. I hope you come share those thoughts in the comments. Let me know if there are any movies that you would like to see discussed on this channel. I always love to hear from you guys, and I do my best to try and respond to everyone. As always, I have put a link down in the description to a physical copy of the film, if one exists, so that you can add it to your collection. Using that link helps out the channel, and that is always appreciated. Furthermore, if you like the video, I urge you to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you aren't already. I know many of you watching aren't yet subscribed, so help support the channel. Subscribe. If you'd like to go the extra mile and support the channel even more, we do have a Patreon. And if you sign up for our Rated R tier level, you can get yourself access to the ETF Digital Archive. We get a lot of compliments about the VHS collection that you guys see in the background of almost all of our videos. Well, we have been hard at work slowly digitizing that collection and creating a place where we can share it with all of you. Thanks to the help of the Plex platform, one of this channel's sponsors, we can now do just that. This is our way of doing our part to help preserve that gritty, nostalgic VHS look and feeling before it's gone forever. So as a special thank you for becoming a Rated R tier member, you will be added to our ETF Archive Plex server, so that you can stream our VHS collection from anywhere at any time. It's basically like having a streaming service for VHS, which I think is pretty cool. We also have a Mercari store, where you can go and get yourself a little piece of the ETF archive. While collecting VHS, Blu-rays, and DVDs over many years, we wind up with lots of duplicates, and we unfortunately can't store them all. So on our Mercari shop, we have those for sale. Purchasing those not only expands your collection, but makes room for us to expand ours. All the links for everything are down in the description. Until next time, stay safe, and as always, thanks for watching.